Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're from the planet on the planet Earth, depending on where you are watching from on the planet Earth. My name is Kenny Basway, and you are welcome to Kenny Bas World Outreach. Let me start by saying happy birthday to Nigeria as a country. Happy Independence Day. Today, Nigeria is 60 years old. Yay! Today is 60 years old. That Nigeria. It was October 1st, 1960, that we Nigeria as a country have our independence from our colonial masters, the United Kingdom. Today we are going to be assembling the best, the brilliant minds, and some of our community leaders all over the world. We have some people from the Switzerland, we have people from Canada, all the way from Nigeria. We have people joining us today to discuss the progress of the country, Nigeria. First of all, let me quickly say this: no matter what it is, home is home. So even we as in diaspora that has assembled today to discuss the progress of Nigeria, the topic we are going to be dwelling in today is Nigeria moving forward even at 60. Let me start by introducing some of our panelists that we have today. We have on your left, on your left, we have Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown is the president of one of the fastest growing um, um, uh, organization here in Canada. Without even trying to go into introduction, Dr. Brown, can you please kindly introduce yourself to our people at home?
Oh, thank you so very much. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name is Brown Ehige Osebige. I'm from Edo South, a human rights activist based in Toronto, Canada. And I'm the president of Edo Dynasty United Worldwide. And I'm also a restorative justice officer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brown. I also know that we have another brother here that is next to you. We have my brother, the man that I've worked with in this, let's say, 2 months. We have worked together. A man that, if not for the fear of God, I would have said an omnipresent. This man is everywhere. I'm not sure how he does it. He's everywhere. He's articulate. He's the love of the community. Is the take it sit at the most part of his heart is the love of his community. He is also the president of NIDO. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Mr. Johnson Odibo. Mr. Johnson Odibo, I know I will not be able to introduce you, but I just attempt. You have to forgive me if I did not cover it because I know you have a lot under your belt. Please, can you throw more light and introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners all over the world? We're gonna need you to unmute yourself. I'm sure it looks like you're muted.
Exactly. My name is Johnson Odibo, and I've lived in Switzerland. I reside here in Zurich, Switzerland, the past 29 years. So I think I spent most of my life here in Switzerland and in Nigeria. I'm into banking and education, and I've done quite a lot of work for the state of Zurich integration and also run a company as CEO. I've done quite a lot of things in the education field and as well as in the finance area as well. So I live in Nigeria. I'm actually from Eastern Central. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. That was very, very precise. I also know that you're a president of NIDO. I'm not sure if I'm saying
Yes,
it right.
yes. I sorry about that. I'm from Nigerians in diaspora. If maybe for people who might be confused by NIDO, NIDO is actually Nigerians in diaspora, Switzerland.
Eh,
So we actually under the NITCOM, right? So NITCOM is the overall body overseeing all the diaspora organizations globally. So diaspora Nigerians, that's what NIDO worldwide is actually under NITCOM, which is actually an advisory body to the president.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, sir. I have our big mommy here, the woman that everyone in Canada here is always proud of. Our mommy that is always on point. Our mommy that is not perfect, but she's always right. Mama Lady K, the president of NCA in the building. Mama, please introduce yourself. I know I cannot introduce you more. You know I have passion for you. You know I love you to the more. But if you allow me to continue, I will keep saying and saying it. But please, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so very much. My name is Kemi Amusho, known as Lady K, as you know. I'm the president, Nigerian Canadian Association in the Greater Toronto area. The Greater Toronto area consists of about 300,000 Nigerians, unofficially. And the association is actually the umbrella organization for all the other Nigerian Canadian associations. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. We have our pastor, a man of God. I just met him not long ago, but from the brief research that we made, he's a man that is standing for the community. He's a man that has stood the gap between community and God. Sir, please introduce yourself to our listeners all over the world. I am doing this so that I will not get nailed. You know how it is when you have your elders on ground. You don't want to make mistake. Sir, please, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Solomon Oshoko. I happen to be an ex-banker too. I was working together with Dr. Odibo with UBSAG before I came into full-time ministry. Today, precisely, I am not just a pastor, but a lecturer, speaker, author, and leadership consultant.
Wow. Thank you very much. It's a privilege to have you here today. Among us too, we have our own very boy, our own very man, I would say our own very guy, all the way from Nigeria there. Bobby is all the way from Edo State, a young man that has been representing GBK. He's actually our social media coordinator in Edo State. Mr. Bobby, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching me from live. My name is Comrade Bobby Obayuwana, the coordinator of Great Benin Kingdom Media from Nigeria. I'm a journalist, a practicing journalist, an educationist, and also a civil rights person. I believe in the masses, and that is why I am popularly known as the masses voice. Thank you very much for having me, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bobby. I think we are having some kind of feedback from your mic, but that's fine. Maybe when you're speaking, take it a little bit further from the mouth. That may help. Let me start with I want to start with the president of NTA, Greater Toronto Area, Madam Lady K. Do you think Nigeria is moving forward at 60? Madam, you are muted. We would like you to be unmuted. Please, may you unmute yourself, ma'am?
I believe I've done so. Is that okay now?
Yes, you're good now, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, like I was saying, it depends on what you mean by is Nigeria moving forward. Where are we coming from is the first question. And where are we today from where we started from? 60 years ago, where we were coming from, actually, I think we have taken some steps forward from where we were. But if you are talking about where are we supposed to be, what are we supposed to see as a stepping forward, then that has a different meaning entirely. But coming forward from 60 years ago, where we started from, yes, I think we have moved forward from where we were. However, now to look at Nigeria as a 60-year-old, where are we supposed to be? What are we supposed to see? Technologically, where are we? Economically, where are we? Looking at those two major things, you realize that we are really not where we are supposed to be. We cannot boast of having achieved so much in the areas of technology. We are still a lot backward. Just as simple as having data in Nigeria is an issue, is a problem. Communication, where are we? What have we done? Just a few years ago when President Obasanjo was there, he was able to help us with GSM. Before then, we were still carrying all this phone that we will be using our fingers, the rotary phone. And when you look at major things that we need to do technologically in Nigeria, until we reach out to the advanced world to lend us their people that we're going to pay exorbitantly, we ourselves, we are not developed in those areas. Agriculture, we are still using the old system where we started from, where we take our hose and go to the farm. You look at agriculture the way it is done in the advanced world. In Canada, if you visit farms, it's a farm, just one farm is like a whole village. And you see the way they cultivate is different from what we have in Nigeria. And after we say, okay, those farmers, they actually suffer to put things together, at the end of the day, most of their crops actually go to waste because we do not have the infrastructure. We're not putting the infrastructure there for us to process what they are actually producing. Let's go to products like produce like cocoa. Cocoa, it actually has a lot of derivatives. It's from cocoa that you get chocolate and so many things. But funny enough, in Nigeria, we have to export our cocoa at less to nothing. And the cocoa comes back to us in finished products, very shameful amounts to us. Chocolate, for example, see how much they sell it to us back in Nigeria. Whereas it is our farmers that are producing the cocoa. But do they get anything in return? They get virtually nothing. Farmers are actually one of the poorest set of human beings that you have in Nigeria, whereas it's not the same thing in advanced world. So comparing where we are in education, Nigeria, we are really, really very good. We are vast. We have PhDs among us as if it's just like nowhere. But what do we do with those? What the PhDs are on paper. We don't have so much to show for their researches that they are supposed to boast of to move the country forward. Nigeria has a huge potential in the youth. The youth is actually so huge in Nigeria that they are going to waste. They don't have much to do. The opportunities are not there. So virtually everyone, every youth you come across wants to go out of the Nigeria, which is now,
Now that you're talking about it, let me quickly digress a little bit now.
yeah.
Anybody can chime in here now. Do you think Nigeria is moving forward at 60? But Bobby, you are a youth and you are chiming in all the way from Edo State. Again, anybody can butt in at this point. You are a youth, you are chiming in from Edo State, a journalist, and at the same time, you are a GBKM representative, a media coordinator and representative in Edo State. Do you think Nigeria is moving forward looking at it from the youth angle at 60?
From the youth angle, I, I first of all would say Happy Independence Nigeria. But in response to that question, the first statement I will make is what a rash and bloody deed, according to Shakespeare, in relation to leadership. The youth in Nigeria, as a man of conscience, as a journalist, and as a youth, I make bold to say that we have not really moved forward. We have not really moved forward in the sense that this is a nation that is blessed with so many potentials. This is a nation that, if properly handled by the right sense of leadership, by good leaders, the youth will be more productive. But since October 1st, 1960 till October 1st, 2020, the youths in Nigeria have continued to try to find their feet in a supposed democracy that is supposed to help move the youths forward. What I mean is, the youths in any developing and developed nations of the world form the life wire with which any economy thrives. But in Nigeria, the only thing that can be acclimatized to the characteristic of an average Nigerian youth is unemployment and youthful exuberance. This is as a result of the maladministration and the bad governance that we have been suffering from in donkey years. Now, relatively, Nigeria can be said to have moved forward in numbers. Yes, we are now 60 years in terms of democracy movement, in terms of a democratic movement that is still trying to thrive, that is still trying to survive. But an average youth in Nigeria, especially from Owedo Nunuame in Edo State, where I come from, because I am a proud representative of my people. I am blessed to be an Edolite. I am blessed to be a Nigerian. But I will never say that Nigeria has moved forward, because 1.5 million youths in Nigeria go into our various tertiary institutions year in, year out. But can they really say that they've benefited from the sector? In the agricultural sector, how many youths have been empowered? Because I can remember before, according to history, before 1960, before 1956, when oil was discovered in Oloibiri in the Niger Delta, agriculture was the mainstay in the Nigerian economy. And if you want to help agriculture thrive, is it not the youth that are supposed to be the major workforce in any developing nation that wishes to move forward, such as Nigeria? That is my first question. Secondly, in the area of education, like Ms. Kemia Muson rightly pointed out, this is a country where the post-behavioralist school of thought that is supposed to be advocating the interests of our children, our youths, our peoples. This is where they have failed us. Our professors will go to school, acquire all the degrees in the world, yet there are no positive researches to show that they have actually engaged the government of the day to help move the youths forward. Yet we have academic institutions, polytechnics, monotechnics, colleges of education, universities and institutes churning out graduates from these various tertiary institutions cut across the length and breadth of the 36
let me bot you a little bit, Bobby.
And at the end of the day,
thank you very much. Pastor, do you agree with Bobby's point?
Yes, very much. I mean, the strength of every nation should be in the youth. And what we understand from the history of Nigeria is most of the present day's leaders, they started as young rulers and leaders in Nigeria. Some of them were as young as 27 years when they came into power. And they are still in power till today. So for me personally, I believe that somehow our youth have been disfranchised. It's not just about voting. It's about the power and the capacity these youths carry to change the society. Our society needs strength. When you look at Europe, an average leader here is close to 40 years. Close to 40 years. In fact, most of the other European countries now you begin to see people younger than 35 years. So I want to personally believe that our youth are being such charged in Nigeria.
But will you say Nigeria is moving forward? Will you say Nigeria is moving forward?
For me, I won't say we are moving forward. I mean, look at what President Kemi said earlier. When you are looking from where we are coming from to where we are. When Nigeria got independence in the 60s, look at the calibers of the leadership we had then. These were young men in their 30s. Chief Obafemi Awolowo and Chief Asikwe. These were all young, vibrant men with strength, with vision for the country. But what do we have in Nigeria today? Old men above 60, above 70. I mean, adding no special value to the country. Well, as a country, we can say it's progress, that we are still united. That is one thing. We have unity in diversity. But I believe personally that we deserve more than that. At this point in time, we're supposed to have a system that can depend on our youths that can add value to the nation. There's a need for improvement in that area.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to go to Dr. do you agree that the youth, Nigeria is moving forward, and from the youth angle, what my brother just said, that the youths are not part of the equation, so to say?
That Nigeria is moving forward, I don't think so. I think we only move forward after independence with the likes of, I borrow words from Pastor Oshoko, that with the likes of Azikwe, Awolowo, even Yakubu Gowon. I mean, all the leaders we had before in their 30s, they were vibrant, they were dynamic. They had the goal of the country. Theirs was just their country and nothing else. And they really fought. But if you look at after then, that was the only progress we made. We got the independence. Now what do you do with it? So they didn't know that subsequently they didn't know what to do with it, with their freedom. So they just stayed there and continued doing things the same way without thinking strategic. So they had no strategy in place how to move the country forward. You can look at 60 years down the road, even now in Nigeria, people still think about grazing land for cattle. People still move cattle, walking cattle from one place to the other. For me, it's so laughable that in the 21st century, you're still thinking about walking cattle from one place to the other, fighting over grazing land. It just shows that the leadership, they just don't know what it is, what is really happening out there. And that's the unfortunate thing. And who is to blame? It is because, again, nobody, like after independence, I said those who fought for independence at that time, they didn't know what to do with the freedom they now got. So they didn't equip the schools to take care of this new change, the brain change, the dynamics of changing the thinking process of people who were probably impoverished and enslaved by colonial masters into a new world or new era of having to think this through themselves. So the universities were not equipped. And the same thing continues. If you look at today, people set up companies, people want to be vibrant, they want to go into entrepreneurship, but you find in most universities in Nigeria, you have entrepreneurship development departments that are non-functional. So how would those companies succeed? So they are really fighting here and there. So the youth that should have been given the chance to really come up to do something, the school system does not even give them the time. They still think old-fashioned. So you have a system in a country where statistically, this is statistics I've made myself put together, is maybe percentage error, say plus or minus 10. We have count of universities at 147 universities in Nigeria. And you come to think about polytechnics, we have 81 polytechnics plus or minus 10 as well. So if you have to look at that, what are they producing? If they were producing anything, then going by statistics of the over 200 million, we are probably at about, by June this year, we were probably about, estimated about 206 million Nigerians. And of these 206 million, who are those in power? Are those people that are the ages from 55 and to 80 or what have you? And they constitute just about 6% of the total population of a country that has a total of over 60% youth from ages 0 to 24 years old, constitute over 60% of Nigeria's population. Now, the school, to equip these people with a thinking process, they do not have enough, in their curricula to really help this children or this youth through the thinking process. So how do you want them to come up with anything?
So let me come in like this now, Dr. Brown. I want to come in here, and I see you taking some notes and taking points down. What's your take on this discussion so far?
Well, thank you. It is very good that we're having such conversation. And the question is Nigeria moving forward? Looking at that question, I want to take the word out, moving. Are we moving forward or we are moving backward? I know we are moving because you can make arguments on both sides. Some people will make an argument that we are probably moving backward. some people might also make the argument that we are moving forward. So people have tried to look at it right now from the technological standpoint, from the economical standpoint, from the youth standpoint. I want to tie my point more to the social and moral standpoint, which mirrors to the youth. I believe that Pastor Solomon did say that the youth have been disenfranchised. And our brother Bobby also said that, there's no so much future for the youth. And for us, the social part of it that is not well. Sorry, I missed the point I'm trying to bring to focus here. So looking at the social side of the situation of Nigeria, I would like to represent the popular statement that it's a capital no, that Nigeria is not moving forward because of what we now celebrate today from the moral standpoint, because hard work is not being celebrated. Corruption is highly being celebrated. And the youth, who are the future of tomorrow, are not looking at the leaders that we have today and the fact that things that ought not to be celebrated are things that are being celebrated. And if that is what the youth are looking up to, and the youth is saying, I think it's the continual moving backward, not moving forward in any sense.
Thank you very much. I like the way you put it. Thank you, everybody, the way you have eloquently expressed your own view and so on. Everybody we have on this panelist, we are leaders in our various community, and discussion like this is very, very crucial. One may argue discussion like this is boring, but it's very, very crucial. As a leader, a president of NIDO in diaspora, Dr. Johnson Odibo, do you believe or will you agree that the diasporans will play a lot of role in the new Nigeria? Meaning, if there should be a growth, do you think the diasporans will have a role in that?
A big yes. You can see from the Edo State elections what happened. That wouldn't have been possible if the diaspora would not have played a part. All the Edos came together to make that change happen. Because the problem, what you see in Nigeria today, is that the youth, they just felt, or they felt till now, left alone. And this is why you find them, the only occupation open to them is to go starting churches, and then they were looking for miracles, or they're looking to just be friends. Even people will come and steal them, even in their faces, get the money from their states, spend it, buy Rolls Royces. What do the youth have? They just say, Babao. They are praising the youth. They cannot even raise their voices to even protest, to say, why is our money? They are just satisfied with nothing, and they keep quiet until the people in the diaspora woke up to say, no, we have to change